Hi, I'm Todd Dunn. It's Wednesday, March 26, 2025, and I'm on my way to Bar Harbor today. I got an appointment for an MRI scan of my lower spine. This is all connected to the pain issues I'm having in my right leg, around and above the implant I had for my total knee replacement. My orthopedic surgeon looked at it about a month ago and said there's nothing wrong with the implant, and everything is properly aligned and in the right place, and there are no issues. So I have since then had a week of steroid therapy, which did go a long way to removing and eliminating the pain that I have. The surgeon said that that indicated that it's probably originating in my back. So they then x-rayed my back and didn't find anything concerning, at least to the surgeon. He said, and I quote, "I see nothing there that would merit a surgical intervention," which is good from my perspective. I don't want back surgery. So then he scheduled me for this MRI. And I believe the plan after this will be based on what comes up in the MRI, what the radiologist sees, which I'll probably know late Friday or Monday, that I'll be scheduled for an appointment with a lower back or pain specialist in the big city, Bangor, Maine. I'll have to drive in there. It's about a 55-mile drive, so not looking forward to that. I have no idea when that might happen though, so we'll just have to wait and see. And hopefully it will happen sooner rather than later. But what I expect when I go to the big city is that I'm probably going to get put on a series of different pain-killing drugs to see what works, and hopefully they'll find something. So that's where I am right now. I'm about 8 or 9 minutes out from the hospital right now, and I'll show you what that looks like when we get there from the outside. I'm not going to take the camera in, and yeah, and that will be that until I get out of having an MRI. I haven't ever had an MRI, but I do know quite a bit about it because back in my first postdoc, I worked in a magnetic resonance lab. Now, I wasn't doing imaging, I was doing something else, but a couple people in the lab were developing techniques for magnetic resonance imaging, and things have come a long way since then. So anyway, see how it is today. I hope it's different, because back then they used to strap the patient onto a jig with a radio transmitter and a receiver coil and lower them into the bore of a superconducting magnet, where the MRI image data was collected. And I really don't want to have that happen. I'm hoping that I just have to lie on a little sort of movable bed that they slide me into the magnet. I understand the bores are a little bigger than the 4-inch bore we had in our magnets back then. So anyway, we'll let you know what it's like when I get out. Well, I'm out of the MRI. It was pretty easy to find. here at the hospital. They have a special little building for it. So anyway, procedure was a little boring. The only thing I'd say about it is it's very noisy. You can really hear the radio transmitter cycling on and off. And the only other thing I'd say about it is that it was hot. I'm kind of sweaty, even though I was lie there. They said everything came out okay, so in a few days we should hear what's up. Okay, we're out of the hospital and I'm headed into downtown. This is Main Street. They've been working on the road here. I don't know what they're doing, but we'll work our way out and get to downtown. Alrighty. Narrow street with parking on both sides, and you know, it's hard for larger vehicles to get through here. But anyway, we're about a block from the village green. We're going to go through downtown and have a look at Bar Harbor today, March 26th, 2025. A lot more cars parked here than the last few times that I've been here. Of course, I've been in the morning, and it is about 3 o'clock right now. I'm glad it did not cloud up, because they were saying it might cloud up and start to rain. Doesn't seem to have happened yet. It's a little cloudier than it was, but it's still fairly nice. Car says it's 48 degrees here. I don't think it's that warm, but it certainly is warmer than it was when I came here back in February. Okay, this is Cottage Street we're passing right now. We'll head down past Agamont Park. There's the Friday is opening day for the Bar Harbor Inn, according to their sign. So if you want to come here and go to the Bar Harbor Inn starting on Friday, you can. And I imagine a lot of the other businesses are getting ready to open. It's low tide right now, and I imagine there is a little bit of surf. If you look at the rocks over there on the islands, you can see waves splashing up occasionally. And we will stop and walk around a little bit. I think I'll see how far I can go on the shore path. Okay, here's a little beach right here. At high tide, there's basically nothing or very little there. And the view out over the Porcupine Islands here. And Bar Island. And over there you can see the bar is exposed. The tide is low enough that you can walk over. I don't have time to do that today, so I'm not going to. But I am gonna go up here and walk over a little bit on the shore path. And then I've got to make a stop at the grocery store and head home. Agamont Park, the grass is all exposed, and maybe a little hint of green here and there. We've had some warmish days, upper 40s, but then we've had nights down in the 20s. Okay, we'll walk across in front of the Bar Harbor Inn and have a look at how far we can go on the shore path today. Last time, basically as soon as I got past the Bar Harbor Inn, they had it closed. I think the goal is to get it open by around the 1st of June, but I don't know if they will have been doing any work on it lately because it has been a little chilly. Yeah, there's the water view from here. Very pretty out there. And we'll see what it looks like when we get around the end. Looks like they've got the pier ready to open. Another, probably only about a month and a half. They'll probably bring the four-masted schooner over from Southwest Harbor to get it ready for 2-hour sailing tours. It's a little breezy. Looks like they're still working on the building over here. I don't know what they're doing. Looks like they're doing something on the roof, because there is a person up there. It's a beautiful day today. Could be a little nicer, could be sunnier. It was very sunny this morning. Quite a drop here at the edge of the shore path down to the beach. And here they do have a railing. And you can see the breakwater over there. And in the distance, Egg Rock. And I don't know if you can see it in this image, but the lighthouse is visible from here. Okay, here we go. I'm walking straight into the wind. I apologize if the microphone is picking that up. Just looking at what they're doing here. It's like they're re-siding that part of the building. Still have a bit to go. This hotel, as you can see, has lots of rooms, and there are buildings behind this one inland a little bit with even more rooms. This place has hundreds of rooms. Okay. Sign just saying that the town is a sort of museum to the 1890s. The real development of Bar Harbor happened in the late 1800s when it became a destination for the wealthy, and people started building what are called summer cottages. Okay, I'm at the end of the shore path. It's the same place it ended last fall. Nothing new has happened. You can see some repairs up there where the concrete and the seawall is lighter. And I don't know what they've done past that because you're not supposed to go there. So here we go. Bar Harbor. Camera stopped. I don't know exactly when, but I'm just going to walk back until we get onto the Bar Harbor Inn property. Then I'll restart it. Or then I'll stop again. And we're going to head over to the supermarket. We'll go down Cottage and see how busy it looks. These buildings back here are more of the Bar Harbor Inn. As I said, they have hundreds of hotel rooms. And it's pretty busy. Might not be as busy this year as it has been in past years, because the news has been reporting that a lot of Canadians have canceled their reservations for this summer. It's apparently really bad down in southern Maine and Old Orchard Beach, where some of the inns are reporting that 90% of their reservations have been canceled. Old Orchard Beach is only about 3 hours drive from Quebec City, and as a consequence it gets a lot of tourists in a normal year from Quebec, but apparently a lot of them have decided not to come this year. They'll go to Nova Scotia or someplace like that. Okay, I think we probably saw this part before. One last look over here at the water, and I'll pick this up when I get back in the vehicle. I've been having some camera issues. Sorry about that. We just exited the built-up part of Bar Harbor. I don't know how much of what was in there before I got. Camera's been a little funky the last couple of days because I had set it down on a counter and my wife knocked it off onto the floor, and I'm not sure if that, you know, damaged it or what, but it hasn't been quite right since then. So that bridge we just went under is the road that goes either down to Jordan Pond, or if you take a turn, first turn, it goes around to the Park Loop Road, and if you take second turn, it goes to Cadillac Mountain. But the Cadillac Mountain Road and that road won't be open for about another month. And Cadillac Mountain Road will only be free to go up without a reservation for a couple of weeks. And toward the end of May, they make a reservation only. We're going to drive up here and I'll show you the Eagle Lake Carriage Road access point and talk about that a little bit when we get there. And so we're coming up on that very soon. You can see a little bit of snow and ice still beside the road. It did snow 2 days ago. It may have snowed a little more over here than it did over in Bass Harbor. It didn't snow much in Bass Harbor. But, okay, this is the Eagle Lake Carriage Road access right up here. And as you can see, it's all blocked off. That's because the carriage roads are shut for probably the next 6 weeks or so until they thaw out completely and dry out and firm up. Right now they're very soft and if you walk on them, you're liable to leave sort of indented footprints in the surface, and that just creates lots of work for the park. So they always close them down for about 4 to 6 weeks here in the spring until they dry out well. And they also, during that time, work on getting the surfaces groomed and repairing any little washouts that happen over the course of the winter. Okay, so that's my trip to Bar Harbor today. The purpose of the trip, as I said, was to get an MRI of my lower back. They said it came out okay, no issues. I haven't had an MRI before. It was, there were kind of 3 things about it that might bother some people. It's very small. When they slid me in there, the top of it was only maybe 4 or 5 inches from my face. And I can see where some people might get a little claustrophobic. I just closed my eyes. It didn't matter how far it was. And the other thing was, it was noisy, very noisy, which I gather is the radio transmitter, because what MRI does is it transmits radio frequency signals that interact with certain atoms, and those atoms then resonate, and they can detect that resonance with a radio receiver. And the transmitter is quite noisy. You can also hear the motors that move the transmitter head around, but they're not very noticeable. But the transmitter itself is quite loud. And the other thing was that they put a receiver coil, which was in a weighted blanket on my abdomen. It covered up about half my chest, and it was pretty warm in there anyway. So, you know, by the time I got out of the MRI, I was pretty hot and sweaty. So, yeah, so those are the main things that I noticed about it. That, and of course, you had to lie still. My procedure took about 20 minutes. It was in a series of scans, the longest of which was 4 minutes. And you're supposed to lie as still as possible during each scan. So anyway, it went well, and it was not a big deal from my point of view. So, we'll find out in a few days what the results are. So, thanks for watching.